Okay. I know this episode's coming out technically July 5th, not July 4th. Day late, dollar short. I'm sorry. But did you know? Did you know one time in our history as a nation, we actually celebrated Independence Day on July 5th and not July 4th because July 4th landed on a Sunday. And also, did you know, according to the signers of the Constitution, we're actually celebrating Independence Day on the wrong day? We're gonna blow Aaron's mind a little bit more with some more trivia here as we get
Oh,
started going on
no.
here.
Oh, no. Oh,
But
great.
happy July 4th. Hope you had fun with family and friends celebrating, and hopefully, you didn't blow a hand off. I'm looking at you, Aaron.
Do I hear?
I'm talking about we haven't had July 4th yet with
I know.
fireworks. And if your area is anywhere like my mother's, the fireworks have already been going off for the last couple days, and thankfully, my mom's dog is deaf, so can't really hear anything going on.
Oh, I bet Zena's gonna have a whirl. I was having a whirl with that.
She's been okay so far,
That's good.
but that's because I've been there. So,
Mm.
we'll have to see as things go on how she goes, but, I have a feeling with me around, she'll be okay, but if it's just my mom, we'll see, I don't know.
Say it's gonna be getting dark pretty soon here.
And it's gonna get pretty loud. It was pretty loud last night, and she was
Yeah.
over at my mom's.
Mm.
I was over at my mom's too yesterday, but
Right.
anyways, regardless of the fact, it is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023, and we're gonna celebrate what you have already celebrated, July 4th. But before we get there, before we talk about July 4th and all of its funness, its goodness, its happiness, its
Happiness.
should we still celebrate itness, its other things, is a country worth saving sort of deal. We're gonna find out if Aaron Johnson himself
No.
could pass a civics test
Oh,
and if he could
jeez.
pass the US citizenship test.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
No, huh?
Murrick.
All right, Johnson.
Oh,
Johnson,
no.
let me ask you this. Who was the person that wrote the majority? Who authored the majority of the Declaration of Independence?
I don't get a multiple choice.
No.
Frick. Gosh. Who even comes to mind? I'm just trying to think of old dudes that I knew that were important back in the day.
Old dudes that were important back in the day.
Like Thomas Jefferson and like Benjamin Franklin and like Abe Lincoln and like but man, that was the all right. So I do know.
You do know.
So the whole like the Declaration of Independence was from in the 1700s,
What year?
76.
Good job. That's why Crowder has his sale right now of all shirts and hats for $17.76.
I didn't even know that was happening. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Independence Day sale.
That's actually kind of cool.
All right.
But I don't know why like Thomas Jefferson just comes to mind, but I know
So are you locking that as your main answer?
sure.
You are correct. Thomas Jefferson was the main author of the Declaration of Independence. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Now, that being said, who was the first person to sign it?
Benjamin Franklin. I don't know. I don't know.
Is that your final answer?
It's gonna be my only one right now.
John Hancock.
John. Oh, I know that name. I actually do know that name. Wow, John Hancock. Okay.
He was the first person to sign it. And it says
Nice.
likely because he was the president of Congress at the time.
Hmm.
His bold signature is where we get the phrase "put your John Hancock" when referring to signing your name. You've never heard that? You've never gotten a document and we're told, "Put your John Hancock there."
Not that I can remember.
Wow.
If I have, it was a long time ago then, because I don't ever remember hearing that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like it
sure if
though.
we asked your dad
Oh, he'd
and
say
your mom,
absolutely.
they would know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
John.
So I already alluded to this in the intro, but July 4th, according to those who, you know, signed the Declaration, all that, because the document was dated July 4th. So that's what it is, right? But when did they actually vote for independence from Great Britain?
When did they actually vote for it?
Uh-huh.
So they
So the document's dated July 4th,
but when did it
1776.
actually
When
happen?
did they vote for the independence?
I would imagine it'd be before
Give me a date.
July 1st.
You're so close. July 2nd.
Ah!
So they argued that we should actually celebrate Independence Day on July 2nd instead of
Oh.
July 4th.
Well, I'm glad it's on the 4th for this week's sake, because then we get more days off work.
So it wasn't so while the document was dated July 4th,
Mhm.
not everyone signed until August 2nd.
Until August 2nd.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
they got like the first couple signatures on it, but
mhm.
it took a while to get all the signatures on it.
Wow. Huh. That's a month. That's a month later.
Yep.
Wow.
John Adams was one of the first people to write a letter to his wife suggesting that we should celebrate on the 2nd for
Mm.
Independence Day. And that's what he thought it was. He referred to Independence Day in his letter to his wife, Abigail Adams, as July 2nd.
Second.
Okay.
Hmm.
What newspaper was the first newspaper to print the Declaration of Independence? They printed it on July 6th, 1776.
The New York Times. No, I have no
The
idea.
Pennsylvania Evening Post.
Pennsylvania Evening Post.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would never. Nope.
Okay. So in 2021, there were
Uh-uh.
about 331.8 million people in the United States.
331.
Okay.
Okay.
How many people lived in the United States that that we know of
Back
back
then?
back in 1776?
Oh, jeez. Uh, 3,800? I have no idea. I don't know.
Take a real guess.
I 338,000,000. Wait, did I even get that?
331.8 live
31.
now.
Wow, I can't even remember that number. I don't know. I mean, it's in the thousands,
In the
right?
thousands? Give me an answer. Come on, give me an answer. Give me an answer.
But how many thousands is
Take a guess.
oh, 300? I don't know.
300,000?
Sure.
2.5 million.
There was that many, like, wow,
Yeah.
that long. I get okay. How long ago? That's man, 200. Well, no, it's not even 200 years ago. Never mind. Wow. Wait, yeah, it is. Wow. I can do math. I promise. Like it's a little over. It's a little over 200 years ago. Oh my gosh. I'm awake.
Wow.
I got tripped up.
You realize 2026 will be 250 years.
That's scary. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many presidents that signed the Declaration of Independence died on the July 4th? Not that year, not
Just
1776,
over
but
how
y
many presidents have died on July 4th?
that signed the Declaration. So they signed it, and then they became a president, and then they died on a July 4th.
That's depressing. Uh, 3?
That is correct.
Nice.
John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on July 4th, 1826, on the 50th anniversary of the country's independence. James Monroe died 5 years later on July 4th, 1831.
Also, 2 died on the same day.
Yep.
Oh.
The Liberty Bell rings how many times every Independence Day to honor the original states?
Oh. Oh, no. 7? No. No. Just trying to think of what the stripes and the oh, no. Because the stripes represent oh, no. Oh, no. 13? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it?
Because it rings
Yes!
once per original state.
Yeah.
Descendants of people who signed the Declaration of Independence tap the bell located in Philadelphia,
13.
Pennsylvania at 2 p.m. Eastern Time every 4th of July.
Dang.
So they do it once per state.
13.
Yep, the 13 original colonies became the 13 original states.
That's right.
Aaron in his history class all of a sudden kicking in.
A little bit.
All right, and this one I already alluded to. One time, Independence Day was celebrated on July 5th because the holiday fell on a Sunday in 1779. So the
So they
country,
couldn't celebrate
yep.
on a good old Sabbath day. Had to do it on Monday.
In what year was the first 4th of July fireworks show in Philadelphia?
What year?
Yep,
1800. I don't know.
1777
Oh, wow. The year after.
to celebrate the first year anniversary.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
They had that kind of technology back then.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
In 1778, George Washington helped his troops celebrate by allowing them a ration of what as a special celebration for 4th of July?
For who did it?
George Washington
George
in 1778. He allowed them a double ration of what?
Whiskey. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
What's your final answer? Going with the whiskey?
Sure.
It's close enough. Rum.
What? Dang it. Alcohol. Yeah. America was born right at the start. Was
All
doing it
right.
right from the beginning. Heck.
All right. So this one, I'm going to give you a fact, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Here's the fact: the Macy's 4th of July fireworks show, which takes place every year,
Uh-huh.
takes 8,000 hours to prepare for. Okay. Yeah, it's quite a large thing.
Wow. What? Where does that take place at?
Um, New York City.
Oh my gosh. That's massive.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
8,000.
Now, according to the American Pyrotechnics Association,
Oh, geez.
how much money is spent on fireworks every year by Americans?
Every year, just overall.
Yeah.
I mean, millions of dollars. I imagine.
Take a guess.
5,000,000. I don't know.
$5 million
Yeah.
for all Americans.
I don't know. I mean, they're expensive, but they're not that expensive.
Americans spend over $1 billion
$1 billion.
on fireworks every year.
What? A billion?
Yeah.
And there are like 300 million people in the
Yeah.
country.
That sounds
We're
like
closer to 400 million, aren't we now, right?
we might be, but that sounds like $5 million.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's really low. Holy crap. Who was I thinking? At least 500 million. Oh, geez. Wow, $1 billion, though. It's a
Yep.
lot of money on fireworks.
Yep.
I guess that's why there can be so many of those stinking stores. They're everywhere. But they always have those buy one, get one. Man.
Or buy one, get 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Next question
Wow,
for
that
you.
was off.
In what year did 4th of July become a federal holiday?
Oh, jeez. Federal holiday.
Yep.
No. I want. I don't know why I'm thinking 1900s because I feel like it was something that was really late to getting to. 1976.
For those of you on audio, the look of disappointment on my face.
How about 1876? I don't know. I have no idea.
Your second guess was closer. Eight
Yeah.
1870.
Oh, heck yeah.
Took almost 100 years for it to be recognized as a
As a
holiday.
federal holiday.
Yep.
So yeah, we're pretty slow.
Thomas Jefferson believed that a new constitution should be written every how many years?
Never. No, I'm just kidding. New constitution.
Should be written every how many years?
Why have I never heard that before? Or I probably have. I just never remembered it.
While you think on that,
25. I don't know.
you're close. 19.
Oh, okay.
In a letter to James Madison, he said, "If one generation of men has the right to bind another, saying that otherwise the lands would belong to the dead and not the living, which would be the reverse of our principle." You look lost.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
If one generation of men has the right to bind another, so if one generation of people has the right to bind the next generation of people, right? Says the lands would belong to the dead, you know, the old families, the dead,
Mm-hmm.
the kings, remember they're coming out of kings ships with
Mm-hmm.
Europe and not to the living, the people that are around, which
Mm-hmm.
would be the reverse of our principle,
Mm.
what they just fought for.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one, I know this wouldn't be on a civics test, but I think it's just entertaining.
Oh, great.
According to the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, which is peak hot dog season, Americans consume around, I'm giving you this fact, and I'm going to ask you the question. But so from Memorial to Labor Day, Americans consume around 7 billion hot dogs from Memorial to Labor Day. That's a lot of hot dogs. Okay. That means 818 are being consumed every second on average. Producers estimate that during July, which is designated National Hot Dog Month, 10% of annual hot dog retail sales occur. Now, knowing this data, Americans eat around how many hot dogs each Independence Day? Americans as a whole, not like each individual American.
800 some a second?
818. But on Independence Day directly, how many hot dogs are being consumed?
That's uh
You're trying to do the math, aren't you?
I can't do math. You kidding me? I couldn't figure out 200 years. Yeah. Um but that's a second. Oh my
That's
gosh.
the average, It's gonna go up and down, fluctuate up and down during that time frame. So how many million hot dogs are eaten each Independence Day?
How many million?
I just gave you a clue there, but
Yeah, you did.
unintentionally, but
Yeah. Well, that's good because I was screwing myself over here. Or is that? No, 750,000,000.
no.
Oh.
150.
Wait, what? Really?
Yep.
That's it?
Yep. Well, if you do the math out, right? 24 hours times 60 minutes per hour times 60 seconds per minute times 818 hot dogs per second, that gets you a total of 70,675,200. So we're above the average during that time of Independence Day.
Yeah. That just doesn't that doesn't seem like a whole lot. For that day?
For that day, 150 million.
That's not even like the whole country eating a hot dog.
No, it's not.
I'd imagine everybody's gotta have a hot dog on that day.
You think so? I can
Everybody's
introduce you to someone who wouldn't.
who?
Guy I work with.
Oh. Okay, then one less. Just kid
So that's 2%. So remember I told you 7 billion hot dogs are eaten between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Mhm.
Independence Day, 2% of that is eaten.
Just eating on that one day.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. That's wild. 150,000,000 hot
it's a
dogs.
it's about double the
Million.
average during that time.
Dang. I'm hungry for some hot dogs.
Okay.
Do they so they but yeah, so they consider brats into the same thing though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though brats are so much better. Well, I'm gonna eat my extra brats this year.
All right.
Make that number higher. Let's do it.
So, yeah, that was just some lovely little trivia there for you for the 4th of July for
Well,
you
I'm
to
glad I got some right.
just like you got some of the
Yeah.
another game we played, which will come out in a week or 2 here on is it a love
Oh,
song or worship song?
yeah. Yeah.
Aaron didn't do as well as I had hoped, and
Nah, dude.
I hoped he would do better, especially being Mr. Worship Team.
Mister, where I just play drums, man. I just hit stuff.
I know,
The
I
drummers aren't the smart ones in the band, okay? And I'm keeping that stereotype true.
see. You're keeping
It's
that
not a good thing, but whatever.
No, it's not. No, it's not, sir. Alright. So, yeah, I just wanted to I was like, "I wonder what Aaron knows about this." So let me pull this up, and, of course, I had to blind Aaron on the screen so he couldn't see all the information.
Didn't even give me multiple choice.
Nope, I
I had to
didn't.
pull that all out of my brain.
I was seeing how much you remembered from your history classes back in the day.
Not much.
Alright.
I'm glad I got the 13 right and the name right,
Yeah,
and
but you didn't remember us for the 13 states originally.
well, I was singing 13 colonies.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay, because you seemed a little surprised when I said 13 colonies.
Oh, no. Yeah. Because I was trying to remember the stripes where I thought were for the colonies, but I was like, "But wait, how" 'cause then I hesitated, I was like, "Wait a minute." As soon as you said that, that turned into the states, I was like, "Oh, yeah, duh."
Yeah.
And then I was trying to remember what the stars represented, though. N
I'd
No, I
have
don't remember what the stars
I don't think
represented.
I'd pass the thing either. If
Because
I'm being honest.
I thought the stars oh, the stripes isn't that for the, like, 13 original yeah, the 13 original colonies, but then didn't they start adding stars for all the new states that were getting added on? Because there's, like, 50 stars on the flag, isn't there?
So, the 13 stripes
Yeah,
that alternate red and white
yeah,
represent the original 13 colonies,
yes,
okay?
yeah.
And then the 50 stars represent the 50 states.
Okay, yeah,
That's all.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Okay, so then I was right. Cool.
Congratulations.
Wow. I'm surprised.
So what happens when Puerto Rico becomes a state?
Uh, get get rid of California.
I can support that.
Sorry if anybody listens to this in California. Just move out of there. You're gonna want to.
Fair enough.
Aw,
So what do you have going on this July 4th now that it's already
cleaning.
it's the future, present, past for us?
The future president's past. Cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning on the 4th? That's all you're doing?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
I might go see a parade if I wake up in time.
The Racine one or?
No.
Oh, okay.
Union Grove parade.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll go to that if I wake up in time. I mean, yeah, we never really have done much. Like maybe we'll do a late lunch thing with family in the past. But this year, like my sister and them are all gonna be gone.
Mm,
So we're not doing anything with them. There's nobody else nearby really to do anything with, unless we got together with friends, I guess. But yeah, I figured, well, so I'm getting a desk, future
right.
episode right there. Yeah, getting the desk. But
Yes, the desk episode, that'll be
yes,
entertaining.
it'll be great.
That, yeah, that one might be
It'll be
yeah,
wonderful.
we'll see what happens with that one.
It'll be good.
We'll start with the baby pictures, and then we have to have the whole history,
The
apparently.
beginnings and yes, sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna clean up down here and kind of get it set up to where I can bring the hopefully if I can even get the desk down here. I don't know. So yeah, I'll probably do some cleaning. Honestly, I kind of just want to take a day to kind of relax, not do a whole lot. Maybe spend some more time reading, dig into that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Did I just have a stroke?
Yeah, it's either you or me, man. I don't know. But yeah,
Spend more
that's
time reading?
yeah.
What are you reading?
I don't know. Whatever I end up feel like reading. I don't know.
Which is?
I mean, maybe some of the more of the knowing God book. Otherwise, man, I don't. I've been trying to think of where I want to start doing some more reading in the Bible.
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to do. Kind of want to do Galatians. I don't know. There's a couple different books I've more just like dig into a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. Super exciting. Maybe I'll go see some fireworks, but that's normally the third for some fireworks. Well, yeah, third for Raymond.
Racine's 4th.
Racine is in the fourth. But I don't really care to go to the beach for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, I gotta back up a second here.
Yeah.
Besides the Bible, what other books?
Oh, nothing. I don't know. There's nothing else really
Okay.
that I know what to read.
Well, I didn't know that, so I was just like, "What? Wait."
He was actually gonna read a book? Yeah, it's surprising. That I'm just gonna sit and play Tarkov all day now. Just kidding. I'm
That'll
kidding.
probably be me.
Well, then we'll be online together.
I mean,
I also want to, man. I want to I want to try and spend some time writing and working on music stuff too. That'd be sick. So hopefully cleaning doesn't take too long, because otherwise it's gonna be hard to get the other stuff in. But there's a ton of junk to clean up. That's for darn sure. So yeah, really fun 4th of July. It's been such a busy weekend though, so it's like kind of makes up for a chill 4th of July.
all right.
What about you? I mean, I guess even though you just said maybe playing Tarkov all day.
Yeah, I got nothing else going on that I have planned. I got family that's all sick and then dying, so,
Yeah,
not much happening there.
no.
So it's just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna
I mean,
sit at home and chill."
but then, yeah, I suppose that'd probably be better.
What?
Let's say just come over here and we can just both like, but but then that'd probably be tougher. It'd probably, I don't know. We'll figure something out if we do.
We'll figure stuff out later. Okay, I was just curious what you're doing for what you have done, will
Yeah.
do for the 4th.
I mean, yeah, in the past we used to do just some fun little family cookouts and whatnot, but
That's why I said you're not gonna blow off your hand there.
no, no, no worries about that this time.
This time.
Yeah. I mean, if some friends wanted to go out and just go do some shooting, that'd always be fun too, but the range is gonna be closed and
Yep.
the next best place would be out in the Grove, but eh,
Alright. So I have a question for
okay.
you, Mr. Johnson. Answer as
Yes.
truthfully as you want to or
Hmm.
not. I don't care. You you as the youngins say these days, you do you.
You do you, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Looking at the country as is, the divide in the politics, the fervent political worship, the what was that expression for?
Oh, politics.
Yeah. All the craziness is going on. As I don't know if you were paying attention to the screen, the person I streamed by, not that person, uh, this one right here where it looks like a man with a little wooden box thing on their desk that says, and they're in their army clothes.
Yeah.
There's a
She, her. What are yours?
yeah.
I
With all that being said, and all the political discourse around stuff like that and everything, are we due for another constitution? Are we due for another? Is it worth saving our country as is?
Are we due for another constitution?
Hmm.
I would be afraid to see what the new one would look like.
But are we due for another one? Should we try to save what we got going on now, or should we just burn it to the ground and
I mean, I would like to save what we got going now.
okay?
Right? Right? Yeah.
Why so?
Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, 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 yeah.
How don't you know?
Now I'm nervous.
Why?
I'm thinking of like as far as like our rights and whatnot.
Okay,
Like, can they just take those all away by rewriting it?
that's always a possibility.
And at the same time, it's kind of weird because it's like this is the first time I'm ever hearing this from my knowledge. You could probably ask me the same question next year, be like, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm have we actually done that?
What, rewritten it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. That's what I'm asking.
Because I guess what for how things are right now, like who's it hurting?
That's a good question. Who would it be hurting? Depending on where you look at on social media and online and that, you see different people saying it's hurting different people,
Right.
again, based on political ideation and that.
Correct.
Part of the country saying, "Oh, we're being hurt because of the recent Supreme Court rulings about blah 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 blah." Take your pick. There's a bunch of them that people don't agree with.
Affirmative action.
There's a bunch of people don't agree with or agree with, depending on where you line politically.
Mhm.
You know, people are going, "Oh, all voting's rigged." Da da da. And then the other side of the aisle going, "Well, all voting's rigged because of blah 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 blah."
Right.
So that's why I said there may not be necessarily, yes, things are broke, bad, but they think they are.
Right. Because see, there's probably more stuff as far as states go that would be restrictive as far as the Constitution goes. Like as far as for like, because wait, actually, I don't even know this. Are is like gay marriage like accepted over all states now, or is there still places that are like a no go on that?
There's a lot of places that don't like it, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
but legally it's
It's allowed.
The Supreme
That's
Court ruled it. It's
yeah.
allowed.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking by now. I guess what's the next thing to have to pass or like have to be put through to make more people okay with things? The biggest one I'm afraid of is obviously the whole gun stuff being taken away.
Mhm.
I like my Second Amendment, right? But yeah, what I guess what is there that's restricting these other people other than the American people just not liking it? Liking it. Like to some degree, like I haven't like heard of any of the whole transgendery stuff until they started making a huge deal out of it. Well, especially with I guess it probably started with what the bathroom stuff. I don't know. I don't even know where it started, but it just like came out of nowhere thanks to the media, blew up. So like, for the longest time, like that's been around for a long time, hasn't it? As far as like transgender stuff, gender dysphoria kind of stuff.
Well, okay. Let's take a step back on that, right?
Yes.
Transgenderism, aka, well, let me rephrase that even. People who would dress as another gender kinda has been around.
Do the draggy.
Yeah, the drag. It's been around a little bit. It's kinda been fringy, and people go, "Well, look at the old days of, like, Shakespeare and all that." Men would play all the parts, including all the women's parts, and they use that as support for,
I didn't even know that.
transgender. Yeah, so back in the day, back in the day,
When women didn't have rights. Mhm.
wasn't necessarily that
No.
in that regard, but we're not
Yeah.
going back to Stone Age days.
Right.
But, back in the old days when they did
Yeah.
theater, if there was a woman on stage, that was actually a man dressed as a
Wow.
woman.
Nice.
So they use that as evidence that transgenderism and all that is fine and should be accepted, blah, blah, blah. And also drag and all that are fun
Yeah.
stuff. They're like, "See, it's art, it's da da da." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Not really, but let's not get into that," right?
Mhm.
So, yes, it was happening, but it wasn't as mainstream because it didn't have mainstream
It
news coverage, and it wasn't
correct.
the popular thing to be. Social media didn't help flame it and spread it around like it was on gasoline and everything else was grass.
Mhm.
So things, you know, were happening, it just wasn't as public, let's
Right.
say. Nowadays,
Because
it's
it's
kind
like
of like everywhere.
they have every right as just every other human being, don't they?
Well, that's the argument that some of them make, saying that they don't because at the age of 12, some states are disallowing them from getting gender reassignment surgery. if they're a minor in that. So that's why you keep seeing in the news trans genocide because states are passing laws saying, children,
You can still wait.
minors can't get gender reassignment
They
surgery
can't
or
stop the
get the
hormone stuff soon enough.
or they cannot get hormones because they're under 18. And they don't like the argument of, well, you're a kid and you can't get a tattoo because you're under 18. Why are you able to
Do that.
do
Make
this?
a very massive permanent change to your body.
Which so this is the funny part. The only episode we've ever gotten a negative review on was the one we did about the transgender athletes. And they're going on and off about all this. And since
It's
then,
fine.
looking at the review, all of that review has been refuted by science. Still.
Trust the science, people.
So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I don't, that doesn't bother me. I have thick enough skin that can roll off of me. I don't care.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
like I know what your agenda is, and that's fine. Go ahead, go, bye bye. Um,
Yeah. Because it's like that's the thing. Like as far as like for as an American, yeah, you should be able to have like you have your freedoms, have your rights. But it's and at some point, like if you want to do that, then there's if you want to allow those kind of changes at an age before you hit puberty or whatever it is, then there's a lot of other laws that need to change regarding the age of what you can do at a certain age, like tattoos, like smoking, like drinking.
yeah,
Because, I mean, that's only, I mean, for as far as like drinking and smoking and all that stuff, that's only going to have a negative impact on you
yeah, and
if
then
you abuse it.
even a young kid, a teenager, right, growing up, those chemicals impact how they
Develop.
develop and mature.
Mhm.
Gee, I wonder why we disallowed that. Maybe we should disallow the other stuff that. Oh wait, no, that's hate speech because
Yeah.
and we can go into that again at another time. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of statistics showing that like a bunch of teens, like if they say they're transgendered, but if they're allowed to grow up as the gender that
They were born with.
they were born as,
Yes.
not born with, born a
Born as.
or
Yeah.
they're
Assigned.
yeah, assigned at birth.
Yeah.
That new cult phrase. I had that in quotes, by the way. Assigned at birth was in quotes. Um, but if they grow up, guess what?
They don't want to go.
They don't want to transition.
Yeah. They want to stay as if they were or
People
are.
people on Reddit who give detransition stories are like always like shut down because people don't want to hear that. They call it hate
Yeah.
speech. So
That's something I find funny is how we can allow their speech, but now have to shut down other people's speech.
yeah.
Which Michigan
Yeah.
was the anti-free speech thing or whatever that
Yeah,
you
so
had sent.
so you have to use a person's designated pronouns, otherwise you could be thrown in jail or fined. But
Um,
we're getting off topic here. Let's get back
well,
to
this
the
just gets farther into is America worth saving? I don't know.
what's I know I hate this question, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask it anyways. What's like your gut instinct? You had a 1 second timer, you either answer or a bomb goes off in your head. What's your answer?
Is it worth saving?
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, your head's exploded.
Yeah, I'm dead. It's fine. Whatever. This is where is America worth saving?
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess it's worth the effort. But regardless of what, and that's in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, is it worth trying to save the American, I guess, like original, I guess, beliefs or values and whatnot? I mean, yeah, that's cool and all. It would be nice. But at the same time, I'm trying to think of it as far as just like for like Christian-y perspective kind of stuff, where it's like no matter what the living condition is or how the how the country goes, where it goes, it's like that's I mean, I'm not living to keep the American lives or like yeah, the American values to be what they are. I'm here to talk about Jesus, the biblical stuff, and that should be the main primary focus. Primary focus of what I'm doing here. And that's a lot a lot harsher than American values.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going a little more even farther than what the standard American stuff, at least what it is now or what it's come to be.
Oh, yeah, we can get into that later, but yeah.
So, in some regard, it's like, is it worth it? I guess not. Cuz one way it's going one way or another.
Okay. I was just curious what your thoughts are as we're celebrating Independence Day here.
I'd still like to.
Okay. My thought on this is it is absolutely worth saving.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yes. This is a unique experiment in the government and how it's run in the world.
Yeah.
Not really any other government runs like this, and
No.
there's a lot of things that, it changes just a little bit and become like any other run-the-mill country in that regard,
Mhm.
government-wise, and I think it helps, people. I'm gonna use a word, but I'm not using it how culture uses it. When I say minority, I'm talking about political minority. I'm not talking about cultural or ethnic minority.
Racial, yeah.
It keeps a minority from being disenfranchised because of what the majority is doing.
Hmm.
Because of, like, how we do the electoral college and all that. There is still a chance, even if things don't go right, like how you wanted to, or things get, Biden wins 100% of California, let's say, somehow.
Right.
Not rigged at all. Fair and fortified election. Uh, but let's say Biden wins 100% of California, right?
Mhm.
Just because California outnumbers like every state 2 to 1 population wise doesn't mean that Biden's going to automatically win because of how
The electoral college
the
goes.
electoral and our constitution set up,
Right.
where we have in our constitution the ability to balance the three branches of government, where but you can see it even this past week with the decisions about affirmative action as well as like the student loan bailout, essentially, where Biden was upset that the Supreme Court ruled against him and said, "Hey, you can't
You
do
can't
this."
do this.
But guess what? Supreme Court is able to hold Biden in check on the things that he does.
Right.
That is great. Not every country has that ability where there's three parts that are able to keep each other in balance on that.
Right. It's not just one man controls the
You're
show
right.
here.
And yeah, where we do have some deficiencies, where we do have some issues, where we do have things that personally I don't like, I think overall how it's going is it's going well enough where I can go, okay, I know at least somehow it's being addressed somehow.
Mm.
For example, right? Um, yes, short barrel rifle stuff in the
Uh,
in pistol braces, right?
yeah, it's fun ordeal.
Okay, yes, yes, I don't agree how that all happened and all that went down, but also at the same time, people are able to bring lawsuits to
Mhm.
challenge it. It's not just the government said it, you have no ability. It's the government said it, da da da. People go, we think you're overstepping the bounds. We are now going to sue to get this reversed or changed or
Mhm.
whatever. And while right now it's still in effect, except unless you're a member of the one group,
Well,
uh,
there's a couple.
okay, couple groups. But yeah, unless you're under with a special group right now, it's still enforced. But those
Correct.
lawsuits are moving forward, challenging it where they may get reversed all the way.
Yeah.
Where there is still change, it's not just so says Joe Biden, so say we all.
Mhm.
It is by the people for the people. And if the people say we don't like this, it can get changed.
Mhm.
It can be. altered in any
Right.
way. And then if things are happening and people go, "You know what? This is not working." We, the people, have the ability through the state legislature and that to say, "We are gonna convene a constitutional Congress, and we're going to amend the Constitution in X amount of way." And then it can get updated, ratified, and that's the new law, bypassing those 3 parts altogether,
Mm.
because all of a sudden now the Constitution is amended. Guess what? The president, Congress, Senate, and now the judicials and the Supreme Court, guess what they have to follow? The Constitution and its amendments.
Mm.
So
Yeah, they can't break that.
while there are well, they do,
Well,
but yeah,
yeah.
they shouldn't, but they do.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. While there are definitely things that I do not agree with, while there are definitely things going on that cause me to raise an eyebrow, while there are definitely things that I would like to see changed,
Mhm.
no system of government's going to be perfect,
No.
at least earthly form.
No. Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I think this is an experiment worth saving and
Keep
keeping around and seeing what happens. Will there come a time when I go, nope, I'm joining the resistance? Maybe, who knows? I hope that day never comes. I pray that day never comes, but you never know in these times. Things
Mm-mm.
can go all
Change
cattywampus.
in a hot second.
Yep. Change in a hot second, as you say. As you youngins say, I just say goes all cattywampus.
That's what I say. I have no idea what the kiddos say nowadays.
They mumble rap it.
Mhm. Well, then I'll never understand.
What if when you go see NF, he's a mumble rapper in real life and a non-mumble rapper on the album?
Well, I might just drive separately then. So if that happens, I'm leaving. But I've already seen him once a little bit,
Okay, I'm just playing with you, but
so I should be fine.
all right.
Hopefully.
Would you be fine?
I hope so.
So,
So you would save it.
yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. I would like to, but if I feel like all hope is gone, all right. But then when is that point though? I don't know.
I don't have a set point for that.
Neither do I at the moment.
And that's something that will take time and prayer and, you know, there's a lot that goes into that because we are told by the Bible that we are supposed to respect and follow our government.
Mhm. As long as it's not directly going against his word.
Right. So you know what? That's probably going to be the threshold. As much as I might not like it at some points.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that if there are things I don't like that I can't work to change within the
Right.
framework.
Right. I say, yeah, what happens when like what if another civil war breaks out?
It's gonna be very interesting to see the sides.
Yeah. Cuz it's like what do you do then? I guess it depends on what are the laws at the time then on at which that happens at, but
Well, also, what side are you joining? Because
the right one, of course, whatever it be. I
what's
don't
the
know.
right one?
I don't know.
Oh, okay,
I don't know yet. I don't know what the sides are yet,
exactly.
but
It'll be a very interesting combination of groups, I'm sure, whichever side it ends up being.
mhm.
But you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that until then,
You mean
because
you're not gonna become a prepper and
I, d-
assume it's gonna happen right away? Or
I
not I shouldn't say assume it's gonna happen right away, but I'm just messing.
you know what? It could happen right away. It cannot happen right away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ain't nothing to worry about.
That is exactly right. So this July 4th, you get to just have fun,
I get to
celebrate.
enjoy freedom, man,
Exactly.
while I still have it.
Put on your red, white, and blue tank top
Uh,
flip-flops, walk outside, actually, no, put on your blue and white tank top if you're a white person, walk outside, get red, so you're red, white, and blue.
yeah. Yeah, get nasty sunburn.
Yeah. If you're married or whatnot, make sure that your wife doesn't get you those, I don't know if you've seen those where wives have been getting their husbands, the swimming trunks that dissolve in water.
What? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There's
hilarious.
a thing I saw, there's, like, a bunch of families that got together, they're all YouTube people, whatever,
Of course.
but all the wives conspired together and got all the husbands matching swim trunks, and they're all dissolving in the water, so they all got in the pool, and then they all started dissolving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that like that. That's kinda weird.
Yeah, the wives did that.
That's kinda
I
weird.
was
I
like,
mean,
"Re."
if it's just you and him, then alright, but group? It's kinda weird.
Yeah, so don't do that.
No.
Don't celebrate your freedom by doing that.
Unless you as long as you're not all just, like, peeking at the men, though. Yeah, that's kinda weird. 'Cause otherwise, it wouldn't be so bad then. I mean, think about, like, for guys that go to, like, to the gym or whatever,
Yeah,
I mean, they all shower, and a lot of them are just like, "Whatever." All letting it all hang out. So it's not weird in that way. But then if all the wives are there looking at you guys while you're in the pool, that's kinda weird. I wouldn't like
just don't
that.
do that.
Yeah, don't do it.
So,
What he said. Don't do it.
yeah, so I've been seeing that recently a lot, like that, and then the wives will also get their husbands, like, color changing shorts.
Well, that's kinda cool.
No, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I was just like,
Keep it at the color change.
yeah, keep at the blue and white tank top, go outside, get red through the sunburn. Now, if you're that's if you're melanin challenged, AKA white. If you're not melanin challenged, well, just wear a red, white, and blue tank top or t-shirt, or if you're in a northern state that's cold, you can wear a sweater or stuff like that because right now it's a little cool outside
It is a little cool out today.
for July 4th. If I start seeing
It's gonna be
snowflakes,
hot for July 4th, though. It's
yeah,
gonna be pretty warm.
if I see snowflakes, I'm just gonna say, nope, I'm done.
It's time to
I'm
move
out.
at that point.
Yeah, but
I'm going down to Texas.
going down to Texas, gonna go
Yeah.
see Elon.
Sure.
All right. So, anything else you want to add about July 4th? Anything else that's in there?
Well, what have I have learned today? Probably
100.
need to study up on my history. And it probably would be a good thing for most Americans to do
Yeah, and there's a
for
quiz.
your
There's
yeah.
like a quiz out there where you can be like, "Oh, can you pass a USA citizenship test?"
Uh-huh. I definitely cannot.
Really?
I highly doubt I could.
Why?
I don't know because I don't know what's all on there.
R- I
I'm just gonna imagine I assume the worst.
It's stuff like who was the first president? What's the national bird? Who was the only president to ever resign?
Yeah, I definitely don't know that one.
Come on.
Uh,
Nixon.
oh.
Yep. What country gave the Statue of Liberty to the United States?
Wasn't that France is coming to mind. I don't know why France is coming to mind, but France is coming to mind.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is France.
Sick.
What color was the statue originally?
Wasn't like, c bronze or copper?
Copper.
Copper.
Yeah. So there's questions out there. There's little quizzes if you want to see what.
I'm not gonna mention any names, but it was funny. I knew someone who had a family member that they were gonna like, learning to take their like, a citizen's test,
Okay.
and this person that I knew was asked, "What are the 2 parties that, that I guess, like, yeah, are, always, like, going against each other?"
The political parties, the two
Yeah.
major political parties.
It was, the person had said Republicans, and the Dominicans. And I was like, "Oh, no." It's like, "Incorrect." So close, but so far away. It was so funny. It cracked me up. I was like, "You almost got it, but you're pretty far off at the same time."
Oh, reminds me of Scrubs.
Scrubs? That's a show I've still never seen. Dominican or Republican or Puerto Rican.
Yeah, there was a song on Scrubs called where the guy is, singing. She's like, "I'm Dominican," and then it's like, "Or are you Puerto Rican?"
Nice.
I can't play it on here, obviously,
Yeah.
um, but there was
That's
a whole
funny.
episode of Scrubs where it was just basically a musical because there was a woman in there with a head injury and heard everything as song, even though the people were speaking, but she interpreted it as music,
Oh,
and so they did it as a musical, and so they did, Dominican or Puerto Rican.
that's awesome.
I think even at one point they say Blaxican
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, gotta get them all in there, I guess,
because he
right?
was saying his kids were gonna be Blaxican because they were a married couple in the show.
It's awesome.
Turk and Carla.
Turk and Carla.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that I'm guessing the
The
2 that
the 2 characters.
yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Alright.
But, yeah, man, be good to study up on some history.
Yeah, especially with the July 4th coming and being gone now. So,
Right.
well,
Yeah,
hey,
good refresher on
maybe you can read a book on American history.
maybe.
I'd recommend not. They're dry as
I'll
all get
get
out.
let's try and get to the other ones first and see how those go.
I do have
And
some
then
recommendations for some books for you to read, though.
what?
Mhm.
For American history?
Oh, no, just in general, since you wanna read some.
No, gee. Oh, goodness.
Some that
Okay.
are fiction, some that are nonfiction,
Oh.
and especially if you do audiobook, I know some great audiobooks.
Mm. Still wanna read the Screw Tape Letters.
That's a good book.
Yeah.
Another good fiction book is World War Z.
Oh, I've seen the movie, I don't need to read the
Oh,
book.
no, it's completely different,
Oh, I believe it is. That's what I always hear when
and
people
it
say, "The book is so much better than the
no, 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 no,
movie."
no, like, they share 1% in common. It's about they're zombies. That's about it.
No.
Like, Jurassic Park, the book and
There's a book?
the book came before the movie.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they had a Jurassic Park book.
Yeah, there's a book series, Jurassic Park. Um, that is the book is better than the movie, right? But they're at least close related.
Okay.
World War Z is
So,
like,
nothing.
yeah. And the reason I like the audiobook of World War Z, it's fully voice acted by multiple voice actors. Like, not just people who
Ooh.
do voice actors, like one of the guys, I don't know, you might not know him, Alan Alda,
No.
Hawkeye on MASH. Probably never seen MASH.
Oh, I've seen MASH. I just can't think of who
Tall,
Hawkeye is.
black hair, had the still in his tent. Main character of MASH.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so, like, he's one of the people being interviewed in it and how he survived the thing, and yeah, it's way better than the movie.
Hmm.
Ready Player One is another good one if you're looking for something to
That I've
listen to.
heard of too.
It's at least closely related to the movie. Again, book came out before the movie. It's at least closely related, but the book is better
How? How can a book be better than a movie?
because they can say a lot more detail in there than your movie has, like, an hour and a half, 2-hour runtime
That's true. Yeah.
before they have to break it up into 2 or 3 parts.
Mhm. That's
And then
true.
you have a 3-part movie about family, AKA Fast and
It's
Furious.
a 3-part.
Yeah, the final movie
11 part. Well,
the final movie's in 3 parts.
yes, yeah, they're making, yeah, a trilogy out of this
That's
last.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Otherwise, we have how many Fast and the Furious movies that's all about family?
I don't know. I don't thi
Plenty.
I don't think that's enough explanation about family. I think we need more
We need more.
explanation.
Oh, we'll always need Fast and the Furious to explain family.
Alright. So, anything else you wanna say about your wonderful 4th of July or things.
Enjoy
All right.
your hot dogs and brats and beer and fireworks, whatever the heck else you want to do.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of User Words Podcast. Talk to you later.